In a close game like this, decisions down the stretch are key, and in the last 3 minutes you'll see of the 8 shots they took, they only made 2, and Raymond Felton of all people took half of those shots, even though he ended up the game 3 for 19. Watch this beautiful Nets play where they screen the ball and then set a double back screen for him for a layup. J.R. Smith is awful at helping out, and they get a layup. It's a key possession, you need a basket, and so instead of going to Melo, they do a triple ball screen for Raymond Felton, who of course is just going to try and pull up and hit that shot. Air ball though. The same exact play with a double back screen for the screener, but the Knicks defend it better, J.R. Smith gets in the way, and they're not going to double when Chandler is guarding the post. He's too good of a defender, and he ultimately harasses Lopez into a turnover with a charge. Again, an even more important possession, and Woodson calls the same exact play, a triple ball screen for Raymond Felton, who again jacks up another shot that bricks. The Knicks are going to hang their hat on their defense, right? Well, they do a terrific job for the screen and roll, and they keep trying to re-screen the ball. When you get a guy like D. Will that can pass like that, there ain't much you can do besides foul, but that's okay because he misses one of the free throws. So they have the ball winding the clock down to win the game on the road, and here's a very, very poorly designed play because you know it wants to go to Melo, but there's no real screen for him. Look at the angle Chandler's standing in. He can't screen for Melo to get him open, and there's Crash putting a lot of pressure on him, and he misses the shot. Big mistake by Darren Williams not calling timeout. Once you advance it, you can't take it out at half court when you call the timeout. Because of that boneheaded Darren Williams play, they can't get a good shot to win the game at home. Overtime becomes crucial. You have to get a great shot every time down. I'm not saying you make every shot, but if you don't run a good offensive set for a good shot, you're going to be in trouble, particularly if you're on the road. In overtime, they must have told Stackhouse not to leave Novak under any circumstances. Well, you do that, he's not there to help on this dunk. Again, no double with Chandler guarding Lopez in the post, and you know what? Chandler does a pretty good job and forces a tough shot. However, that shot is at the rim. And Woodson insists on calling the same stupid play where there's a lot of movement but no purpose and wasted cuts. And all it's going to do is create a screen and roll high on top for Felton. No rebounders anywhere near the basket, so when he bricks this under high pressure, there's no chance for them to get the ball back. Because there was no stoppage in play, Novak is still in there on defense, which is a bad matchup for the Knicks. And watch what he does here. He doesn't really double team. He's kind of hanging out in no man's land, not doing much of anything. And guess what? His man gets open enough to score. I have no idea what to make of this play because it's a double ball screen, but they do an ISO for Melo, which is pretty good, but then J.R. Smith kind of comes out of nowhere from the corner and knocks Darren Williams down. It's a charge and a turnover, and it's just awful bad offense. However, they should have gotten Novak out of there in the stoppage of play, but no, he's guarding Wallace of all people. This is the biggest mistake of the entire game because watch what's going to happen. He goes right by him like he's standing still and gets 2 free throws that he makes. Let's talk decisions. They're only down by 4 with lots of time left. Melo should not be jacking up a three-pointer here. He should be in the post going to work and getting an and one or at least an easier shot. So here the Nets are going to come down and ice the game when they still have Novak in there on defense. They don't double team Darren Williams on that ISO. Now Stackhouse almost screws the pooch here by throwing that ball away, but somehow Crash gets it and blows by Melo way too easy, and the game is over. So there you have it, sports fans. I've seen Darren Williams do boneheaded plays a lot in crunch time throughout the years. And that no timeout call was a good example of him not being with it and making the right decision for an upper level experienced point guard. Because remember, you want to be able to get the ball at half court and get a good shot. There was a lot of time to get something good as opposed to what they ended up getting, which was a heave from half court. Mike Woodson needs to readjust his offense because I really don't like what they're doing at all. Obviously, Melo is what's going to get them a lot of their points, but it kind of disappears after that, and it's a problem because every play appears to be called. There's no organic play going on. And so the teammates of Melo are sitting there waiting for Woodson to tell him what to do, and that's not going to be a good recipe when you play against very good teams and good defenses in the playoffs. Well, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for lots more coming up at B-Ball Breakdown, because don't forget, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?